Buddhism fundamentally really is concerned with the truth. Really, that is the fundamental. And Buddhism is really not byproduct of some sort of a political situation. It's important to know, please make note of that, because many religions are. You know, sometimes I watch these talk shows, the experts talk about religion. All religions are fundamentally same. Absolutely not. I will disagree with this. Yes, if I'm invited in a big religious conference, I might have to say kind of yes. Because you have to behave. But fundamentally not. Superficially, yes. Buddhists will, Christians will say don't steal. Christians will say love thy neighbor. Muslims will say, don't lie. Same thing. Buddhists will also say. Superficially, there's a lot of similarity. But fundamentally, it's very different. And this makes a big difference, because when Buddhists say, especially like a Mahayana, the Christians will say, temptation, right? The Christians also talk about temptation. Oh, this, the desirable object is not good, it's a satanic, it's very evil, it's bad, it's sinful to do it, to get engaged with this. Okay. Superficially, something like this you will hear from Buddhists also, but the thing is, in Buddhism, especially in the Mahayana Buddhism, desirable objects we need to renounce fundamentally because desirable objects are illusions, not because they are truly existing desirable objects. You understand? This is a difference between things like Christians and Buddhists. Many other religions are trying to get rid of something that is really bad. The Buddhists are saying, yeah, but this is not really bad, this is a dream. And knowing that this is not real, this is an illusion, that's how you take care of the problem. Going back to my analogy of dream, if you are dreaming a giant spider raping you, for instance, you understand? Yes, you can get rid of this spider, you can chase away, but suddenly this is a dream. Then what? Then you can maybe play with it, play with this non-existing but seemingly existing spider. This is how you are taught. You understand? So, yes, sometimes I hear, I listen to these talk shows and experts talking, all religions have violent aspect. Absolutely not true. Because what do we mean by violence? When we talk about violence, we are always talking about gain and loss, isn't it? There's something to gain and you fight for it. You then, I'm not saying that I'm not saying that all Buddhists are good. Absolutely not. I can always volunteer myself I'm not a good Buddhist. I can be violent, I can be really deceiving and all of that. But I'm talking about Buddhism, the path. Not all religions are, fundamentally violent, such as Buddhism, such as Jainism. Because violence is when you have something to gain politically, when it is something to do with, the big boss, the Shakyamuni Buddha, left everything. He had everything what he wants. He had peacocks, elephants. He had everything. He left. Violence for what? No territory. He was not looking for territory. He didn't have any dispute with cousins. He wasn't leading a sort of a group of tribe called, he wasn't, it's not in his agenda. So it can't be violent. I mean, you can always be very metaphorical and say that emptiness is the biggest violence because it destroys all the, I think, this is the problem. Sometimes these so-called religious experts, they hear words like arhat. Arhat means foe, destroyer, enemy, destroyer, isn't it? So, see, the Buddhists are also violent. Because Buddhists talk about enemy, destroyer. But in the history of Buddhism, the main enemy of Buddhism is ignorance, which you carry within yourself. That is something that you have to struggle, isn't it? So